So we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you all for coming. This is the Ethical Leaders in STEM Leadership Symposium. When people ask me, why Notre Dame? This type of program is why Notre Dame to me. This symposium is a culmination of a 15-month journey for these students. It always goes by really quick, at least for me. I don't know if everyone else would agree with me, but I have the microphone, so I'm going to say it goes by really quick. In a few minutes, you'll hear from each of the participants talk about their own personal journey. But I want to spend a few minutes talking about the evolution of the program and some things that I've learned along the way. So how do we get to this point? 5 years ago, someone asked me, how do we make Notre Dame a unique experience for graduate students? And well, maybe they asked the room, but I definitely spoke up. And the first thing about leadership is taking action and stepping up. So I'll call myself a leader in that situation. I said, I have a great idea. Let's have a leadership program for graduate students. And here are all the reasons why I think it's important. And my boss agreed with me. Our advisory council agreed with me. And they said, we should definitely do this, which was great. And then the question was, well, how do we pay for it? I was like, I don't know how we pay for these things. I don't do the budgets in our office. And it was, well, let's write a grant. Let's get a grant to fund this. And so we wrote a grant to the National Science Foundation for $500,000. And I was like, this is awesome because I had this great idea. We are never going to get this money. And I can just walk away with a great idea and not have to worry about any accountability. And then we won. We actually won. We actually were awarded the grant, and I had a panic attack because I had a full-time job, and now I was going to cram this into a full-time job. And this program, it's unique, and I know that a lot of you have heard me talk about this, but this type of program doesn't exist in this country. Except for a few places. Some of the GSU members in 2014 helped me benchmark leadership training programs throughout the country just to see what kind of opportunities there were. And there are a lot of PhD programs in leadership studies, and there are some professional development programs offered with workshops in leadership, but nothing like this one. I mean, this is a 15-month-long, I think we met for over 100 hours this year. And that's on top of everything else these students had to do for their actual degree. And so this program is something that I think is challenging from a time management perspective. I think it's challenging in some other ways that I'll talk about in a moment. But I really believe it's a unique opportunity that fits well within our mission as a university, but also in our responsibility and how we train our graduate students. I talked about trying to cram this into my already full agenda and job. I'd have to thank Laura Carlson for letting me try to cram this into my job. It was something that I didn't think it would fit. But it was an opportunity to say, how can I empower others with some of the things that are my current responsibilities, and how can I make this a priority in what I do? And it's been one of the most rewarding things I've been able to do on campus over the last 7 years. So I'd like to share with you a few things of what I've learned and things that I'm quite certain about leadership and this program. I'm not 100% certain, the jury's still out on some of this, but these are the way I'm feeling at the moment, both in my understanding of leadership, but also in watching the last 3 cohorts go through this program. The first one is that by creating community, great things happen. And when I was thinking about this, I was reminded of Nicholas, his bread making workshop. I've never made bread. I eat a lot of bread, but it's amazing that a few simple ingredients and a little bit of heat creates bread. And while all the participants in the program are more than just loaves of bread. You're welcome. That I saw the same thing happen with this program, that if you build it, the good students, the motivated students, the students that see this as an opportunity will come. And if you apply just a little bit of heat, great things will happen. And I think and through this group was so supportive of each other, just like every other group. And some of that support came through challenge. And I think that's a really important part of how we develop as a leader. The second thing I'm quite certain about is that self-understanding is the path to leadership, and also happiness. When I work with graduate students, I see them distracted in ways that I didn't have to deal with. I don't know if I would have finished graduate school if Facebook existed. And to be quite honest, I'm not envious in the ways that you can distract yourself from the difficult questions. And I think this program provides an opportunity to think about those questions. And I appreciate watching each of you go through this process of trying to figure out what matters. And I know that anyone who's talked to me about leadership has heard me say, but I'm going to say it again, how can you lead if you don't know what matters? To yourself, to others, and in the organizations in which you serve. And you can't be a leader unless you know yourself. The third thing I'm quite certain of is that we need empathy. Narcissism and ego-driven decisions dominate our society. And I really believe we are worse off because of this. We've gone from a how do I help you to how do you help me mentality. And the foundation of leadership is a trusting relationship built on empathy and integrity. And we need to leave this world a better place, not just put yourself in a better place. And I challenge each of you to keep working on developing your empathy. And the last thing I'm quite certain about is that leadership is not about being perfect or achieving perfection. When things are good and easy, good leadership isn't essential. And we know now that right now in our society, things are not easy. It's not if, but when you will be challenged to lead. If you wait for things to be perfect, you'll miss your chance. And trust me, in a time of need, those who you are leading will not care that you are not perfect. They will care because you stepped up. So I challenge each of you to step up. This is the graphic that we have for the program. It's on the handout that you got. It's in our recruiting materials. And the tagline is, what will be your impact? And that's really the guiding statement for this program. What will be your impact? You think about intrapersonal impact, how you grew in this program, how you continue to grow after this program. Talk about interpersonal impact through peer mentorship and crucible activities and interacting with each other. How did you challenge each other and have impact on each other's development? And then finally, impact on the community. I can't list all the examples, but we've had students doing research to help clear the backlog of rape kits that need to be analyzed across the nation. We've had students organize conferences for high school students through graduate students to mentor one another in Chicago. We've had students teach calculus at the Westville Correctional Facility, really impacting their community. Just as important and even more rewarding is seeing this happen on a daily basis on campus. Students in this program working in the Office of Grants and Fellowships to help students win money and travel abroad and further their own research agenda. Students creating onboarding and mentoring programs in computer science and STEM mentorship through AWIS. Establishing reading groups that bring together students of different disciplines to come together in conversation and learning. Students working in grad career services. Students starting a program called Paradigm Shift exposing underprivileged middle schoolers to what it means to be a college student, and multiple other student organizations. And it's really rewarding to see this happen. And I want that to sink in for each of you. Each of you have impacted this campus in a positive way. So thank you. And this impact on campus has led us to the creation of our new program called LASER, Leadership Advancing Socially Engaged Research. Am I stealing your thunder? Oh, okay, sorry. I thought I was spoiling someone's presentation. Leadership Advancing Socially Engaged Research, that now it's not just ethical leadership, it's social responsibility. And how do we take what we are doing and better our society? So now you're going to hear from Kate, the leadership mentor for the program, and the other 15 students who participated this year on what they've experienced and how they're going to take this in their journey forward as scientists, engineers, and social scientists, and impact our society even more. So thank you.